Hey, this is the video for 5.12, Introduction to Sustainability. So go ahead and check out the overview and set up your guided notes. So the definition of sustainability is when you're using resources in a way that doesn't deplete them for future generations. In other words, you can kind of do it indefinitely. Now, with renewables, that means using them at a rate that allows them to replenish themselves. Some renewables, like solar energy, the sun obviously is not going to run out. If it does, we're all dead. But it also means that we're using the materials to construct the photovoltaic cells or the methods that we're obtaining the electricity from that. We have to use that sustainably as well. We need to be able to replenish it or recycle it. Non-renewables, we need to limit their use or just not use it at all. We actually get plastic from petroleum, so we will definitely be having a need for plastic in the future, at least definitely in the near future, probably in the next, in the long term as well, but we're really needing to figure out another way of recycling it or limiting its use. Now, some indicators of sustainability. There are 4 indicators, and this is an overview, it's an introduction. You please do not memorize this, do not have to write all of this stuff down. But for economic indicators, the economic domain, it's defined by the practices and meanings associated with the production, use, and management of resources, where the concept of resources is used in the broadest sense of the word. So that can mean that we're producing and resourcing materials sustainably. Exchanging and transferring, like the sales, is sustainable. Accounting and regulation is also sustainable. Consumption and use, we're not overusing products. Labor and welfare, like the wealth is distributed. People are working for these products. The technology and the infrastructure is also established. And also the distribution of wealth, that we don't have, as in the current society, the 0.1% holds, most of our nation's wealth. Now, an ecological indicator, the ecological domain is defined as the practices and meanings that occur across the intersection between social and the natural realms, focusing on the important dimension of human engagement with and within nature, but also including the built environment, in other words, our cities. So that means the materials and the energy, that can be an indicator of sustainability. Water and air, whether it is polluted or pristine. Flora and fauna, that means plants and animals. Habitat and settlements, that is the natural habitat and also urban habitats. Built form, buildings and construction, and transport. Roads, infrastructure. The embody and sustenance, is this able to be sustained? And also emission and waste, like how we handle these materials, is also an indicator of sustainability. Politics. The political is defined as the practices and meanings associated with basic issues of social power, such as organization, authorization, legitimation, and regulation. So, organization and governance, like how is our country and our cities run? Law and justice, the entire system. Communication and critique, like how we can protest and communicate in our government. Representation and negotiation, how we get what we want from the people in charge. Security and accord, like how well people are following the rules and getting along. Dialogue and reconciliation, if we have issues, how are we working them out? And also ethics and accountability. So are we being responsible with our materials, politically speaking? And finally, culture. The cultural domain is defined as the practices, discourses, and material expressions which, over time, express continuities and discontinuities of social meaning. So, are people being, is their identity and engagement being represented? Creativity and recreation being indicated? Memory and projection? Belief and ideas? Gender and generations? Inquiry and learning? and also well-being and health. All of these are indicators of sustainability. So the way that it looks, you're going to see something like this, a circle of sustainability, and they will take, now granted this doesn't have as many, I made this myself, but this is just a makeup. So if this were an example of a city, this city would have a lot of work to do for the ecology indicator, but it seems that they are relatively more sustainable economically speaking. Okay, again, this is just an overview. But what I would like you to do is respond to this check for understanding. And for FRQ practice, I want you to explain why a meat-based diet is not globally sustainable. I thank you for your attention. I hope this video was informative, and I will see you soon.